no. There's so many problems today. What's going on, guys? Sorry, my fan's on, which is going to just drive me crazy because it's going to pick up in the audio, and the audio is not going to sound as good. So, there we go. We're back on track. What is going on? Happy Friday, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great week out there. We made it through another week. Problem is I'm behind as normal, so no surprise there, but we're okay. We're going to work on this skateboard a little bit differently than we normally do, because I didn't do anything I was supposed to do. I just got busy today, and I didn't get my picture enlarged, so I kind of want to figure out what size it needs to be before I start drawing it on there and get just a rough estimate of what it's going to look like. So I'm going to do that digitally, and I'm going to cheat in a couple different ways so you kind of see how that process works. Let me see. Let me make sure I can do this. Yeah. Okay. So, like, the first step to this process that we're going to do today is let's talk about what's happening first. So, we have this week's project, which is the African elephant. And we're going to jump into the studio, throw that camera on. Someone didn't turn the camera off yesterday. Whoops. So the camera's on. And so I printed out this African elephant that's basically spitting water out, which I thought was a pretty cool look for an elephant. It's a little bit different than what we always see, and has a cool and interesting look to it. But this one isn't big enough. I think it's too small to fit on my board. But yesterday, because I'm still trying to catch up on skateboards, and I think I'm caught up on all the paintings. I need to do a little bit of outlining on our narwhal, and maybe mix a color for its tooth, and do some detail. There's actually a lot of the narwhal still needs to be finished, and so we can take a look at the narwhal, which is hanging here. It looks at me every day saying, "Hey, finish me." Maybe one day this weekend, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I do need to do more narrative for the Hot Wheels videos, and the Hot Wheels videos are doing pretty well. They're getting about, they're ranging to about 500 views right now, so that's good. It's good news on that front. People are watching some content, so it's not all for nothing. Am I restreaming? I hope I am. I didn't set up the restream, but I guess, I don't know. Will it tell me? I never get comments from restream. Random. There's a chat. Chat's up and running. So yeah, I need to outline him. I'm thinking outlining Chrome. I think that'll be really cool if I outline in Chrome, because it'll shine. And I also think maybe outline the front of this in Chrome. Maybe not the back. And the propeller needs to go in. But luckily for this one, the edges are all painted and nicely shaded because I spray painted this one, which was, the nice, you got that nice gradient. Maybe made it a little bit easier. So the narwhal's on its way. I need to put the alien in the capsule and the bunny, and I want them looking towards the narwhal. So that one's in process. And not really in process. It just, I need to get some stuff done. And then yesterday I took an extra hour because I got some time and I did a stream and I worked on this, which if you saw yesterday's episode, I kind of threw this together. Now, my problem with this is like the wood grain in the back kind of gives this thing some actual detail with the terrible marker on the front, and I don't know if you probably can't see it on camera. It looks so much worse close up. But so I think I need to like mix a gray and kind of darken some areas in there to give the fur a little bit more of a look. I still haven't figured that out yet. And I really like the blue panda look. So that's working on this one still. And skateboards are just hard because they really don't. I mean, as long as you sit them not on both the tail and the nose, like if you sit them on the tail and the nose, they definitely rock. But if you sit like the flat edge on something, it's not so bad. Like it's on, you can't see it, but it's on off the edge of my desk. But then, you know, I still have a lot of work to do on this. I need to commit to the cityscape on the bottom, which we might just throw that in today. The one I actually did in the sketch, which I'll grab if we do that, I felt looked pretty good. So I might use that. But I got the UFO in there. That still needs to be done. The hands need to be done. The city in the front, the iconic, I need to figure out how tall the Space Needle is going to be, and then I need to figure out how big the old car wash sign is going to be. And I still have to figure out if I'm just going to use the basic print size that I went with. I don't know if I love it, and I don't know what size to use still. And I guess that'll all be dependent on the city, because it would be nice to like just pop it in here. Or throw it, you know, somewhere in here. Then that might be a good size. And then we kind of have to like suss out what size the Space Needle is going to be. I have a bigger one of these too. Oh, here it is. Just in case I wanted to like really make it more of a focal point, you know, which would be cool too if I made them big. But it might be too big of a focal point, you know? We don't want it to overshadow our other things. But to do... Yeah. So I just don't know, like, this is kind of what I want to do, but we're not supposed to be working on this. I'm supposed to be working on the African elephant. See, and then people get confused because they're like, that's not an elephant, that's a panda, man. And I'm like, I know, I understand. I'm not that dumb. I know that it's a panda. I'm supposed to be doing an African elephant. But I'm a couple paintings in the works, which is, you know, as long as I'm staying vigilant on trying to get them done, I feel like we're working in the right direction. This will eventually get better where I'm like making better decisions and just like things are working better because I'll learn something hopefully. But this could be one of those practices where you learn nothing because you're so busy trying to fix everything. But I can't believe any of that's true. You always learn something from your projects. So, you know, like I'm torn by all sorts of things. Maybe you learn that like you're getting older and you can't do things as well as you used to be. Maybe that's what you learn. I don't know. So you put like that, Space Needle, but see how I don't want to put the Space Needle there when our UFO is just exactly the same size. So I'm just sitting here trying to like think to myself and like, cool, looks good in the middle, right? There's a UFO. I could make it look like the panda is accidentally attacking the Space Needle because the UFO has flown off to the side and is giggling. But then I was like, well, how do you show giggling in an alien with no arms? You know, and no mouth and just eyes. It's just not, it's not possible. So it'd be nice if the Space Needle was like here, right? And then I can kind of draw in what I want the street to look like. So this is good that I'm working on doing some cutouts right now. I know it's not the most interesting content, but this is all just little work that I feel like is part of the process on when I do things. And you could do it easier. I can do it digitally. We're gonna do some digital work here in a second, and I'll show you that we can do digital work, and it's easier. But I really like I really like cutting things with scissors. I like the tactile. You know, it's there's something satisfying about being able to use a tool. And I'm not even using this well. Like, I'm cutting out real, just jagged shapes, kind of going along with giving it an edge in some places and not leaving an edge in other places. So just some quick little cuts, but to give us a real idea of what we're working with. Now they put these up. I was gonna put this sign being knocked down and some buildings being knocked down, but I don't really know if I want to do that as of yet. But I could do something smaller on the street like this, which might be fine too and doesn't steal the show. But I think it'd be nice to do something big too. Give it like, should put like a Dick's Burger. You know, put some iconic stuff on it. Very Seattle. But yeah. I mean, we all know that the Space Needle is a UFO. It's not just like in Men in Black. That's what that thing is. It's just waiting to take off. That's why it's shaped like a rocket and a UFO. I mean, but I guess what is a UFO shaped like? Because UFOs by their nature are unidentified. Once you identify a UFO, then it becomes not a UFO. It becomes what? A spaceship? Whatever you call it, right? Once you identify it, it's a identified flying object. Yeah, it's an IFO. So that's what you're really working with. Anyways, what size these should be, I don't know. I like this size too. It's cool. Like, you know. But then I feel like the Space Needle isn't big enough. Right. Like that's my biggest Space Needle, which is a problem. But it's not a problem. I'll just, that isn't my biggest car wash though. I could go bigger with the car wash sign. I like the car wash sign because it's a neon sign, so maybe you can experiment with a little neon. But then it's really going to take away from my panda. But I don't know. I'm okay with that. I want to give this a real skateboardy look. But that will probably go through the process that I'm going to show you next, which we're going to get to now. I don't want to lose all these pieces, so let's set these on top. I can get rid of all the trim, which is just trash, or I could use it. But I think as of now, I'm just going to start folding it up and recycling it because I just have too much scrap paper laying around. And I don't want to get it confused with regular paper and then throw away the scrap paper and keep the regular paper, because that sometimes happens. You just, so out of the few prints that I have of the Space Needle, I don't have the size I need if I'm going to go bigger. But that's okay. I can enlarge the Space Needle by hand, get a couple measurements. It's good to have these. I actually really want to do the super large one just real quick, and we're just going to cut this out super quick. Sorry guys, we're just... And then I want to pull out... the old project so I can look at what happened there. I also would like to get to the sky of this. This project I really want to do and do a good job, so that's why it's taking me longer. And I think the skateboards will take me a little bit longer to do. But I'm going to try to continue. Can I just claim this as my African elephant? Because it is an elephant and I have to paint it. Do I have to paint 2 elephants at a time? It's a car wash elephant. I feel like I want to do something more whimsical than what I'm doing with my African elephant skateboard. I really like the Dumbo, or not the Dumbo, it's Pinocchio that has the flying elephant. Dream, when he gets all drunk and he like dreams about the pink elephants. The Delirium. So I really want to do something that has to do with that, but I'm also okay. Okay, so this is the biggest one. So we got the big one, and again, trash. Perfect. So we can be like, well, I think now that I see the small one, I'm like, it's way too small. I'm gonna want it out in front. I'm gonna want it bigger, right? It'll be okay. Maybe one of the local skate shops, I'll go pedal it around there and be like, hey, you guys want to get this printed on a skateboard? And then I can have a skate design here. Because this probably will be pretty cool when it's done. You think this size is better? You think this size is better? But here's the kicker. So, real quick, bear with me. We're already 20 minutes into the stream. Oh dear. I mean, I can always stay on longer, but I'm like, by the time it's Friday, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's Friday, and I am tired. Okay. Let's go over to, well, that might be an interesting thing. I might have to check something. So here's our panda. Here's our original like 10-second sketch, which I should just do another one of these for the skateboard and really just, you know, draw it out. But we're going to do it digitally today, and I'm going to show you how that works a little bit. But the cityscape is pretty solid. So maybe that would have to go behind this, right? So that got so much tail left, you know? I'm like, how long is this road? This is there's gonna have to be a building of some sort here. Maybe we'll just wing it. But I don't know. Anyways, this project, I'm going to pull this out because I'm going to need that for reference later. And that's good. And then we're just going to fold up artwork right now. Just kind of put it away. and figure out. Yeah, it would be so much but easier. Well, you can if you're doing it working digitally. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get our next project out, which while this one is simmering, and I'm trying to figure out better ideas for our panda. But I do like the blue. I think if I do some black over it, or give it some black, it'll really use the blue as highlights and shading, or just use the blue as highlight. I think might be a good idea. I gotta really figure out how to do that, but it might work. We'll see. It's a big experiment. All these things are experiments. Okay, next one. Dropping into skateboard number 2. Skateboard number 2. So we are going to, what are we going to do? Sorry guys, I was just trying to process what we're doing right now. We're not using any of these pictures, even though we did some traces and did a little bit of elephant study. What we're going to do is I'm going to try to show you how I do things sometimes. And this might be cool to watch. We'll see how it works. Should be fun and interesting. We don't usually do the digital part on the stream. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pop my camera open on my iPad. And I'm going to take a photo. Oh no. It's okay. Sorry guys. You can get super close up. So I can... oh, you're getting way too close. Sorry, I can't take the photo because I blacked you guys out. Probably, maybe not. Just a very blurry picture. Anyways, I took a picture. Right, perfect. Picture's done. And now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that picture. I'm going to open up Procreate, and I think we've done a little bit of work with this in the past, so let's open this up. This might not work first try, but we're gonna give it a go. What does this say? Oh, okay. It's saying that. Oh dear. So here's this. We're gonna switch over to the iPad. So now we're inside the iPad and we're in Procreate. What's happening here? Oh, I see. Are we having a stream issue? Why is it so small? Oh, I think it's just small because it always that small. So iPad, right? Cool. Now I'm gonna go into my gallery. Oh, not go into my gallery. Go back. Add new. We're gonna do a new screen size. We're gonna go to our actions. We're gonna insert photo. Here's our photo that we just took. Oh man. My iPad has been slow lately because I think... where did it go? Neither of them populated. Maybe it's having a hard time with the screen share. Insert. Can I take a photo? Fine. Let me just take the photo. But that still doesn't help me with the next problem that I have right now. Sorry guys. Because the next problem is that Ooh. It's not the greatest picture, but we're going to work with it. There, that's good. Okay, so I got the picture. Fantastic. And now I'm going to try to insert photo, and I'm going to try to insert my elephant here. But it's not inserting. Oh. Connection failed. Sorry, guys. Let's try that again. And maybe, hold on. Maybe I can insert the photo now. I gotta do some cleaning of my iPad. Sorry, having some technical difficulties, guys. We'll be right back up and running in a second. I'm just trying to add this photo, which it should insert, but it did not. That's weird. I think my memory's too full. Alright, well, plan what? Plan C? Yeah, I know you can't see my computer. Because the iPad went down. Okay. So plan C. Plan D. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just wing it then. And I guess we can. I don't know what to do. I feel like there should be no reason that won't add. Like I purposely downloaded this and sent it to myself earlier, but I can't get anything to add. Hold on. I don't want to insert file. Nothing. Anywho, let's not worry about that. Let's do what we need to do and just see. I'll just sketch it by hand like I normally would. And this is a good way to practice. I know you haven't seen me do it live. We're gonna not even worry about inserting. Oh, but it'll let me add text, which I don't want to do. It's not doing it. Okay, so we'll just draw it by hand. It's nice to work like this because you can really zoom in on places, and it's probably nice to see a little bit better on the stream. So let me get my stream back. Get out of the way, please. There we go. And now we can kind of look at what we were doing. The issue with getting the other picture on it, I could put an overlay and really kind of just seeing what it looked like, which was the actual plan of this project. Why do I have a text layer? Delete the text layer. Okay. Delete this. I could have really just added, just used your help. But I'm sure my iPad is quite old. And I don't know. It's not going to upload that PNG. So, that being said, which is annoying because I need to see that and I don't have it on any other computer other than my work computer, and I don't want to use that. So, hold on, let me see. Okay. I got it. I can print it. But I just want to see where it went. I know where it went. I don't want to go look for it like that though. Grr. Where is... Why is nothing working right now? Oh, because the iPad is just ruining everything right now. Go over here. It's like, I'm going to be the center of the show. I don't care. Since I'm just going to be looking at it. Okay, so I need to hand draw this, but that's okay because we can do that. So I was thinking like elephant. So his back's a little bit arched when he's doing this, and you can see that his ear comes down here, makes a little bit of a wave, and goes back up to the back of his head. Now his head is tilted back and his eye is up here, so somewhere around here, and his head kind of tilted back. The eye placement is kind of crucial to where this is going to be. Then you have the rest of the head. Then you have a trunk that comes up like this. It's kind of whipping water. Right. Oh man, this is gonna look real cartoony. Kinda any way I sketch this one out. I can use an actual thicker brush, and to be fair, I need to start over because guess what I did? I started on the skateboard layer, which is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to start on a separate layer just in case I want to delete or move anything. So let's start over, which happens a lot. Okay, let's flip it around so that we're actually working on it the way it's set on the desktop right now. Could have cleaned some things off, but here we are. Anyway, so head of the elephant, right? And I guess it's really important to figure out what the head's doing. And what dictates the head, the ear? I think this might be too thick. And do I want it that low? I don't know if I want it completely on the skateboard. Did I do it again? No, I didn't do it again. So that's a good thing. I can make it bigger or smaller. But for now, I'm going to just draw it on the skateboard. And we're just going to give it a quick sketch. We're not going to really pay it a whole lot of attention because we still have to draw this on a skateboard eventually anyways. So this is, there'll be no like projector, although I could use a projector and project it. I may, you know, eventually print it So this like goes up into like a V in the middle of his mouth. Where his lips touch. And then this is kind of like the bottom, chunky, only to like here. So this is like kind of the shading. And this is all pretty much shaded in. Highline to that. And this connects to the face on the bottom, and then the bottom of the eye line, which is actually like somewhere here. There's a jaw that goes like this. It's quite a big jaw, actually. You would assume so, though, elephants. Maybe the tusks are a little off. It's kind of tough drawing really, really small. I mean, I can blow it up bigger and actually draw a little bit bigger, get some finer detail in here. But we're just practicing, and this is a good way to practice. I feel like I should work more digitally, but I have such a habit of going back to pen and paper, and just, you don't have to charge pen and paper, it just does its thing. So this will come up like this somehow, and this way, and there's like a cavity of things right here, and then there's just water just pouring out of his mouth, right? So that's the big takeaway. I might have to change this whole idea, but let's not do the water yet. Let's just get him settled in. So his chin is not that low. Okay, it's not that low. It's much higher. It's covered mainly by shadow by the ear. And then we have a leg that pretty much comes straight down from the neck. And this, like this. This like this. And this. It's got like a weird, it's got its elbow. And this is pretty much just this leg. Really defined by this leg, and then there's shadow back there. And it's also an ear, the other ear. It goes back there, which would probably be shaded a little bit. Right? But we won't see that ear. And then its like back goes up a little bit, like it's curtsying. Now this back leg comes pretty straight down too. Elephants have not a lot of shape, do they? I mean, they have a lot of shape, but not a lot of shape. Very strange looking. All animals are so interesting in their own way. Do people eat elephant? sorry, I've lost connection. Sorry guys, that was my bad. How long ago did we lose connection? Can I close this please? I hate this interface. Get a new interface guys, then maybe I'll pay for your program, but your interface is not so great. Give me a second, I'm gonna reboot the interface so we can see again. We can continue on where we left off. One second. Maybe the iPad won't capture again. There we go. Oh, come on, interface. It's terrible. So there's our elephant. I mean, maybe the back's a little bit deeper. This is gonna have to get an actual ear. There's like a fold here in this one. Then like a deep fold that goes underneath here. Kind of gives us some depth there. We got some shading here towards the back of the head. And then most of it's in the water. So that was the plan. Water. Waterfall. Sorry. Too much. So that was kind of the plan. Isn't it cool to play with my desktop like this? Oh, it's going well. What's going on, light games? Lighter games. Oh, new people chatting tonight. Yeah, the front legs do seem odd. It's because there's no shape and there's no color. I mean, there's really... The body just ends. I think the body ends lower. I don't know. Kind of want more shape, less. Maybe it's too wide. Back leg comes in like this. This leg maybe looks weird. I don't think I got it at the right angle. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Because this ear doesn't even look quite right. The ear needs to go more back. And like down. There's not... Something like this would be what I was going for. See, the nice thing about having it on two separate layers is I can take this layer and make it bigger and be like, okay, I just want him huge and just want tusks and basically a mouth, which would be pretty weird, and then just water pouring out, just eliminating the rest of it. I'm not the best with Procreate. I really need to learn a few things. Because at first I thought I wanted it like bigger than the board. But I'm still unsure. But it's pretty cool to have this type of technology to draw things. I could flip it around. I could do things like this and duplicate and duplicate and duplicate and duplicate, and then take this layer and I can do let's see if I can, no, I don't want to fill there. What I can do is I'll just do this for fun. And that's this one. We're gonna less opacity. Take the next one. So you can like make some cool quick designs if you wanted to. Just by, see what things look like. I think you should do that the other way around. Would be cool to have an elephant army just spewing water. Now I really want to draw it in motion. Or I can hide all these. The picture that I have, oh here, maybe it's right here. Oh no, you can't see it. You can't see it anyways, so we're not going to look at it right now. Yeah, I think the arm is, we can fix the arm. It's not my biggest problem right now. My biggest problem is if I even want to continue with this just working on a French class project. Nice. Look at the picture again. And under the ear should slant back. Yeah, I'm sure it should. Under the ear should slant back. Yeah, I think it slants this way. Just has like a weird bump right here. Like that. I wish I could show you both, but our time will be up here soon on drawing on the iPad, and then I can show you what the actual image that I'm working with. It's not very, I mean, you can see where the arm goes, but the arm looks weird. The elbow is actually a lot lower, which is even weirder. Like this thing is so low and it's so wide. It doesn't even really make sense other than maybe the chest is different. There's a neck Maybe I need to draw a little bit more of a neck here. It goes down, because this is like a shoulder. And this arm kind of bows in, I guess. I don't know. Because that arm's like standing back, and the other one, it's like doing a curtsy. Alright, we got 12 seconds. So let's just jump back into, let's close this program because I don't like it. I'm glad as it exists for free so I can use it every once in a while, but to be fair, I don't like the interface of that program. Oh, not that desktop. The problem is I can't show you the desktop because, here, I'll just do this and run it. So here, man, this has been a difficult stream. So that leg falls back, and that bottom leg for this elephant just looks weird. And now I can't see the chat, which is a problem, because that's what I'm reading right now. Think of bone structure. So, you know, there's where we are with that. Actually, I can do split screen from here. Oh, no, I can't do it. So desktop. Sometimes the stream just doesn't want to go your way. Yeah, his shoulder is behind his ear, which makes his chest look weird. So I don't know. I don't know how much I want to try to pull this off. I think what really is the problem is the trunk is really weird. I think my trunk is off. Let's go into the studio where we'll do a little inception of some inception. This is much better. I can just film it like this. Right? Like why even bother using the other thing? Anyways, I think our big problem here is the trunk is like much fatter. So I'm going to erase this. I think this just makes it look, and this really will define the shape of what's happening, I feel. I think it needs to be like more curved. You know, because you really want him showing off that action. I feel like I should draw it more in an animation style. Yeah, probably easier to look at a Disney characters, I'm sure. I don't know, I still feel like let's go jump back onto the desktop. It's just a weird. Here, let me see if I can help us out a little bit here. Oh, nope, not quite. Almost. I don't think my screen's big enough. Okay, let's try again. Oh, it's close. Camera 1. Camera 2. Mine's terrible. Camera 1. But I mean, it's done on my iPad. It was done quite small. What I really want it to look like is something like that. I think. I don't even know. I have no idea. I don't know if I like this idea. I have a lot of extra board to fill in though from here. Like, what's the rest of the subject? Just the UFO? Up close and personal? What's the point? What's the story? What am I trying to say? Or am I saying nothing? I don't know. Yeah, I can cut him out and trace him. I was planning on tracing him on the iPad, but I can't get a picture to load probably because I have way too many projects on there and like a huge animation and all sorts of other things that need to be offloaded. So maybe I don't have time this weekend to do that. I guess I'm gonna have to make time to do that. I do have time because I think I'm done beating Little Big Planet unless Wolf decides he wants to play. But other than that, I'm not really all that worried about it. I am, however, exhausted from the day. We didn't make a ton of actual progress, but we did get some ideas out. I really don't know if I like this idea, and that's just kind of disheartening. Not unmotivated, well, a little bit. I just think it'll be better if we figure out what's next on this project. I do have the one throwing like the rainbow color, which also is pretty cool. Let's go back to the studio. We'll just kind of explore some ideas again. I kind of want to do the pink elephants, but I feel like here's the rainbow elephant. Still a weird look, like elephant touching its own head. It's a weird shape. And he's throwing dirt on himself. I think they do that to cool themselves. I did also like prep some other stuff. So if we went into our, let's see. We went here. And we did this, and I went back to our desktop, and we skipped the ad, and we blew this up. And we just spent, oh, there's some birds. That's cool. We're not going to watch this with sound because every time I watched it with sound, it gets clipped. So, and we can watch it. It'll probably get clipped anyways, unless watch it with some captions on. About 10 feet tall at the shoulders and weigh up to 18,000 pounds. The largest elephant is recorded in history, however, was 13 feet tall and weighed about 24,000 pounds. To sustain this massive size, an adult elephant has to consume an enormous amount, up to 50 gallons of water and about 220 pounds of food, or approximately 70,000 calories every day. Elephant size, however, ends up restricting their movement while they can walk and swim. Elephants are one of the few mammals that can't jump. Their legs are too slender to propel their enormous weight upwards. Think of bone structure. Look at the bone structure in that thing. This one would be cool to draw the bone structure. Maybe I should rethink it. Sorry, I forgot to read. Signs of their intelligence and their ability to recognize themselves in a mirror. Only other animal capable of doing this are humans. Great apes, dolphins, and magpies. Intelligence is also found in elephants' ability to problem solve with tools. Wow, it's scratching its stomach there. Form of elephant intelligence is their superb memory as they migrate from place to place throughout their lives. Elephants can remember location of water sources along with migration routes. Elephants are the only living animal with long trunks, which are the combination of nose and upper lip, can be heavy and powerful, containing about 150,000 muscle units and can weigh nearly 300 pounds, while elephant trunks can lift objects nearly twice their size. It is also adept to picking up small things. Object flap for protection of the trunk, precise enough to pick up individual berries or leaves outside of the elephant's grasping. Elephants also use their trunk to greet and reassure one another. May intertwine elephants to show affection. Elephant tusks are essential. Giant teeth, much like human teeth, elephant tusks are made of a material called dentine. The major difference is elephant's dentine has a diamond pattern that makes it super strong, gives it luster. Young elephant throughout the set of baby teeth, but include their tusks, they fall off about a year and are replaced by permanent set, grow to be about 6 feet long and 50 pounds. Unfortunately, elephants have been illegally hunted for their tusks, demanded for ivory production, which are made for tusks, has caused something in a decline. African elephants are not endangered, but the Asian cousins are. African elephants are listed as vulnerable to some countries in southern Africa are even experiencing an overpopulation of African elephants. Asian elephant populations have decreased immensely. The species habitat once stretched across Asia and Syria to northern China, but today they only exist in isolated pockets between India and Indonesia. Habitat fragmentation, poaching for ivory, and conflict with local farmers are all factors that put elephant population at risk. But by studying the complicated nature of the conservation, we can come closer to finding a way that both people and elephants, with their exceptional intelligence and larger-than-life presence, can peacefully coexist. Ooh, all right. Boom. We finished it with a reading. That was great. I didn't mess up that many times, but we got through it. What about a mother elephant protecting their baby elephant from the spaceship? Yeah, I could do that. I don't know if the spaceship is any harm, but I could do that. The other problem is like the shape of the skateboard is always an issue, you know, and that becomes like a big factor in how this all plays a part in what we do with it, you know. I was thinking maybe one of those there, or maybe a flip-flop, do one on each side. But I really have no clue now. There's a lot more just simple elephants with just regular head. Should I do a herd of elephants? Should I do a bunch of outlined neon elephants on black? That might look cool. like in space, and a bunch of stars. Should I make it more abstract? Should I, there's so many different ways to do things, I feel. There's too many. Just narrow it down. I guess if I had like my own particular style, then that would be helpful, but since I don't have my own style, it's troublesome. Not yet, at least. Still struggling through that at this point. But I'm still working on the story for this one, and that will be the plan moving forward. As for this stream, I think I've said enough words today during this stream, and I still don't know exactly what I want to do with the skateboard in front of me, but I have a pretty good idea what we're doing with the Panda. So if my goal was to finish the Narwhal and the Panda this weekend, that would be great. The Narwhal just needs some touching up, and I feel like I can do that. But I have to add some narrative in and get some of those Hot Wheels videos out if you guys are interested in Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels videos have been dropping every Friday, and they seem to be doing, pretty good during the week. People are interested in there's good response to those videos, and they're pretty mellow. Just me kind of talking about collections and collectible stuff. And I think there'll be more of that stuff coming out. I just need to get around to it and actually do all the narrative, which takes time, like everything. Anyways, I hope everyone had a great week out there. Brought in the 1st of March. Don't forget this weekend we're going to be turning our clocks forward, I believe. Nice. Short video, which I liked better. I wish I could have made the new set shorter, but they ended up being 25 cars. The 20 car I think is a really good limit to the Hot Wheels videos. Like 20 cars at a time is, I think, good. Even shorter might be better, but because even when I watched the short one, I was like, yeah, this is much more tolerable. And it's interesting because it's only a couple extra cars, so I don't know. But that's too much about editing and doing other things, and I'll figure this out in the next couple of days, and it'll probably come to me as I finish up the Panda and I do some of that stuff and I get the Narwhal done. There might be some things that I need to learn in those paintings before I can get to this one and do what I need to do. But like I said, we learned a little bit about the elephant. I don't know if that's copyright. I don't know if I'm allowed to read things online instead of use their audio. I don't know if I'm allowed to use their visual. We'll see. I don't know if they care. But that gave us some information. I like the birds, though. The birds could be a key factor into changing this all around of like how this looks. Because I could literally draw like the top of the elephant's head right here and like just looking up, and then maybe spitting water or something, and then the trunk, and then like the birds flying, and then the UFO on the top. And that could work. I don't know. Maybe, and that's another question. Do I do it? They're easier to. You can buy hangers for them that skateboards hang better this way. And when they hang this way, they're okay. But I feel like when you hang a skateboard, you want it up and down. You buy a skateboard for a skinny wall piece that you have, and you want to decorate. I have 2 skateboards here that are charity skateboards for a good cause. So that I bought a long time ago. A lot of the skateboards I own are charity skateboards from different benefits. Anyways, whoa, sorry. The webcam's getting tired, and when the webcam gets tired, it's time to go. So thanks for tuning in. As always, have a great weekend. We're going to get back to work on Monday. Well, at least you'll see me get back to work on Monday. I'll be working on these projects off and on all weekend, trying to film and getting some narrative done. And eventually, hopefully when this year's over, I can sit down and edit all this video. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, that's it for this one. Have a great weekend and have a great evening. Peace.